So when I was a pro cyclist, I wrote a blog, and one week I said I had a really bad weekend, but I had this great cookie. And then the next week someone showed up and they said, hey, I saw you like cookies, I brought you one. And that snowballed. Over the next few years, I became the cookie guy, and everywhere I went, people would bring me cookies, they'd bring me little cookie gifts. Somewhere in Japan, they brought me a little model of myself with a cookie. So to show my gratitude for those years, now I'm giving the cookies back to the people in this series that I like to call Eating Cookies with Pro Cyclists. Okay, so today on Eating Cookies with Pros, we have another house guest. So we did a little ride in Hollywood, and we got the cookies at Stella Barra, which we've done before on this, but Stella Barra was kind of loud at being a restaurant. So we've done a change of location, and we're up in Runyon Canyon, which is a beautiful hiking spot where you're not supposed to ride bikes, I don't think. So I only ride up because we're going slow, and then and I would never ride down because there's people walking their dogs, and there's people being models trying to be seen or something. But the spot that we picked was this little rock garden, which is in honor of my guest today because rock gardens are very Boulder, Colorado, and my guest is Boulder resident Abby Mickey.
Oh.
What happened?
I did the peace sign, and I don't know if that's cool.
Peace is fine. Yeah, nothing wrong with peace. Okay, the cookies. I used to carry water bottles and energy bars back here. Now it's cookies, and they're wrapped up. They're fine. I mean, you don't have to touch the outside though, because it's a little sweaty. Okay. Now.
This one's yours.
Well, so how can you tell? So when we're picking the cookie, that started with a discussion already, which was
polarizing.
Which one did you want? You told me, describe the cookie that you asked me to pick out of the line.
On top, there was one that looked like it had minimal chocolate chips.
There was one that didn't. We'll show the. Let's. What do we got here? She wanted the one.
It's gonna be broken.
Right.
But
it got damaged. But look at that. You can't even tell.
It doesn't look like a chocolate chip cookie.
I mean, it's in there. Like that does. It's the thing is, I know it's delicious because it's Stella Barra.
Yeah.
That's a top LA cookie. Meanwhile, the one that I selected was pretty much the exact opposite description, which is the most chocolate, and then there's sea salt. It's a delicious mess.
Yeah, it's just a delicious mess.
Now, what was the workout that you just did?
4 by 10 minutes on a climb, super low cadence, zone 4. So like, what's zone 4? Above threshold?
Zone 4 is an ugly one. I took Abby to where she was doing the intervals, and then she told me her workout. I was like, okay, I'll do some hills and see you later.
It's like it hurts enough that it hurts, but it's not all out, so it's like not like you can like picture yourself racing, but you're not going easy enough that like it doesn't hurt.
But you could keep doing it, is the other problem.
Yeah.
You do 4 by 10.
Yeah, with a sprint at the end of every one.
There's stuff that you pros do that I forgot about. Like I used to do those things, and no, it's like it makes me do this face.
Rough. Can I eat my cookie yet?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the point of this.
Sorry.
This doesn't end until you're done with your cookie.
Yeah, see, I love a chocolate chip cookie, but I can do it without the chocolate chips.
Your plan B was the. I'm just gonna move on from that sentence. Your plan B was a snickerdoodle.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. There's also a creme brulee cookie in there.
I saw that, and I thought about it, but I was like, might be a little too much sugar because we still have to ride home after this, although it is downhill.
We're gonna buzz home. I've been told in these videos not to talk with my mouth open, and I want you guys to know I'm trying, but it's not gonna work very well because the whole point of this is talking while we eat. This is why Seinfeld didn't do it that way.
The cookie is freaking good.
It's excellent. Yeah, that's kind of assumed. Hang on, this is some Runyon Canyon stuff. Because sometimes people, because they don't know that headphones have been invented, so you get to listen to their music too.
Yeah. See,
I mean, that's not my
cookie,
choice.
Jeff.
Oh, she's addressing the chef.
Is that usually the best part of the cookie is the middle, because I'm one of those people who like, I'll eat the dough. Like, I prefer the dough.
Okay.
And I love a cookie that's like super doughy. And the thing about this cookie is it's so good that I actually want to save the outside. Like
it's on the
rim of it.
This is like on the soft crunchy spectrum. This is far into the crunchy, but the inside is still soft.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like this cookie doesn't bend. So
earlier you told me a story I'd like you to repeat about a drummer
Oh, yeah.
that you met.
Well,
So Abby grew up, you're a Boulder person
Yeah.
since I've known you, but you grew up in Aspen.
born and raised in Aspen, so no, I'm not like rich and fluffy.
OG Aspen.
OG Aspen. Pre-rich people.
Yeah.
And
You're rich now, you're a pro cyclist.
funny guy. When I was a child, I must have been like 6 or like 5 or 6. I really wanted Pop-Tarts. I mean, I was pretty loud as a child, pretty obnoxious, and I threw a temper tantrum in the Pop-Tart aisle of the grocery store, City Market, and I was like level 10 temper tantrum, like lying on the ground, like pounding my fists on the ground, and my mom was having none of it because she was just like, this is ridiculous,
Yeah.
I don't want to be seen with you.
Were you a problem child?
Yes.
Yeah, you were actually. I've heard other stories.
Yeah.
We'll
Wait,
continue.
what?
We'll move. From you. You told me yesterday. Anyway.
So my mom like walked around the aisle. She's not a monster, so she like just went to one aisle over just to like make sure that I was still, you know, in the
Yeah.
store.
That's a tactic.
And she hears this voice with like this super awesome accent on the other side going like, you know, your mom won't let you have Pop-Tarts because she loves you. Like, she just cares about you. So, like, she wants your teeth to be healthy. And my mom was like, who is this? So she like walks around the corner and it's Ringo Starr.
It's Ringo.
That's back there, like back then, being famous and stuff, like there was no social media, there was no selfies wasn't a thing.
That's
so
true.
like it was easier to be famous back then because
Yeah.
like now being famous would be fucking awful. Can I
Imagine-
swear in this video?
Yeah, it's my channel is YouTube. I don't know if So Ringo probably wouldn't appreciate what I'm giving you as the sugary cookie, as far as the teeth are concerned.
Yeah.
So you don't think he eats sugar? Ringo has a Pop-Tart once in a while.
I don't know. I feel like of all of the Beatles, Ringo he came out of it the best.
Really?
Like he came out of it probably the most well-rounded.
The least money,
The
but
least,
still enough money.
the least money, but like maybe the most humanity
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
or the most normality.
I don't know Ringo. I feel like if I was Ringo, I would know that I hit the jackpot to the point where, like, the rest of my life, I'm just helping out random women who are pounding the ground at the grocery store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to act like that at some point.
Yeah.
No other Abby things. You have weird obsessions.
Yeah.
Aside from your boyfriend Tom, who I'm also obsessed with,
Yeah, I
but
really
we won't
like
fight
that
over
guy.
it.
Yeah.
But Taylor Swift, you've been, like, since you came here, you've been on a Taylor Swift journey.
That's not since I came here. That's a life.
Okay, yeah. But here, like, because Taylor Swift occasionally exists in Los Angeles,
She was
you've
here
been on.
like a week ago. I missed
Yeah.
her. I mean, okay. The thing about Taylor Swift
Okay.
is that she's not so much a human as an actual angel that fell from the sky to
Hold on.
grace us all with
Let's-
her presence.
Let's move on to your other obsessions.
She is. God, I can't. It's not even words.
Doesn't have a word. Okay, the other one was the play Cats.
That was awesome.
You were obsessed with cats.
Taylor Swift's gonna be in the movie.
That's part of why. And then you were talking about, can you tell us about your research paper that you did in, this was college?
Yeah. Yeah, so when I was a kid, my mom read me The Hobbit, and I was like totally obsessed with it. Like, just thought it was the coolest thing ever. So ever since then,
Great.
pretty much every other year, I've read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I've read all of the histories of Middle-earth, like the Silmarillion.
Keep going. What?
That dog was cute.
I mean, this is a place for that.
I've read like all of them, and
People are going to be mad that I didn't show the dog. It was running by, I'm sorry. It was just like a little fluffy, not even that cute. Okay, The Hobbit.
anyway, so yeah, so when I went to college at the University of Vermont, they have courses on Tolkien, which I took. We founded, a couple of the other kids in the class with me, we founded the Elvish Speaking Group. Refounded because it was a thing like in the 80s, and then it kind of like petered out.
This is how much I have left. Keep going.
So we refounded the Elvish Speaking Club at the University of Vermont.
What is Elvish? Can you say something in Elvish for me?
I can't anymore, really. I can write
Can you
it.
describe Taylor Swift and Elvish, you didn't have a word in English.
If there was
There's
ever
a lot of pressure I
if
just
there
put
was
on
ever
you.
a language that you could figure out a word to describe Taylor Swift in, it would be Elvish because they
She's
have
kind
so
of
many
elfy.
cool languages.
She has sharp features.
Yes, and she's like so graceful and poised.
Oh, I didn't mean to go back to Taylor. So what was your paper about?
So I signed up for a Tolkien conference in which you have to like present so I signed up for a Tolkien conference and you have to submit something and they only pick a couple to publish and like make as part of the conference. And the whole theme that year was hobbits. And so I did
What else would the theme be in a Tolkien?
lots of things.
Okay. Sorry.
So I wrote a paper, a 25-page single-space paper on the migration of hobbits, because they migrated. So they all lived in the north in the early days of Middle Earth, and then after a while they migrated south and split into 3 different sects, and it became like 3 different tribes, if you will, and where the tribes ended up in Middle Earth dictated how they developed as a society. So I wrote that, and then it got published, and then I got to present it at the Tolkien conference, which was pretty cool.
I'm laughing at you.
Or
You're
are you
very
laughing next to me?
Well, it's both. That's fine. No, you're a very endearing nerd, which is appropriate for cyclists. Are all there's definitely like a nerd sect in cycling. Like especially I think among Americans, we're all on the dorky side.
Yeah.
There's some of the Euros, I would say, are actually more professional athletes, and we're like bike dorks who we're dorks who we found our thing. You know?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Fucking good, man.
I mean, you can take your time, but you
This
don't
is
have
like the absolute perfect ratio. I can't because I did those intervals.
Right.
And I'm hungry.
I'm a mess.
You're ridiculous.
Well, I just ate the cookie that had chocolate in it.
This
Here's
is
the thing.
the problem with chocolate chips. See, my cookie has the perfect ratio of chocolate chips in that I have not a single piece of chocolate on me, and there's really been not very much chocolate chip in this cookie, which is the greatest cookie.
What else are you wrong about?
Phil, just because you disagree with me, I'm gonna get stung by a bee on this video, and you're gonna have to EpiPen me and then take me to the hospital.
Wait, are you allergic?
Yeah, it's on my bike.
Oh shit. Okay, that's good to know.
I told you that twice already.
I don't pay attention.
Sometimes I think you just don't listen to me.
You guys hear something?
Another fun fact about me that's kind of funny
Okay.
is that I will listen to Harry Potter on Audible like over and over and over. Like I've listened to it probably.
Are you distracted by something?
I've listened to it like
That's how close Abby came to death just now.
what I will do for you in the video.
I didn't know.
Hundreds of times. Like if I can't sleep, I'll put on Harry Potter on Audible.
Is there a specific book or it's just all of them?
No, so I'll start at the beginning and I'll listen to them all the way through, and then I'll get to the last one and I'll finish it, and then I'll start at the beginning again.
Start over. Okay.
I could probably recite Harry Potter.
That sounds like a fun challenge. That sounds like a fun challenge that I'm not gonna call you on.
Nobody saw that.
I think everyone saw that. Where'd it go?
It just fell on me.
It's still edible. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because this is the thing. This
not gonna
video
waste
doesn't
it.
end until you're done with the cookie, and if you drop it, that still happens.
This is it.
That's
This is all you got. So you better,
All right.
if you got any more questions for me, Philip.
No, I think this has been fun. This is a good. Hurry up before you die. All right, we're gonna run away from here. Thanks, Abby.
Thanks, Phil.